All right, so I'm going live, but let me go ahead and make sure that I'm live on Facebook as well. So give me just a second. I want to make sure I'm hitting everybody. So give me just a second. I want to make sure that I'm live on both places in case someone is able to do one but not the other. Because I know not everyone has Facebook, but also not everyone has YouTube. So I'm in my PJs, haven't washed off all my makeup. No, my hair's not done. My dogs are currently in bed, even though you can't see them. We're here. We're all ready to party as usual. Let's make sure it's going on Facebook as well. Silly face of silly face, of course, because that always helps, right? So if you are live, make sure you say something so I'm not awkwardly by myself, because this has really never been done. Not a thing that I am usually doing. Trying really hard to do something new, but this is really awkward for me, considering I'm in my bed, my dogs are here. It's just me. I know some of the grown-ups are here, and that makes it even more awkward because I am used to dealing with just kids throughout the day, not grown-ups. I see some grown-ups here, and that makes me really awkward. I see Spencer's mom is here. I see either Emma or Emma's mom, can't tell, is here. Sphonic, I think, is here. Ian is here. Sophia is here. Oh my gosh, so many people are here. I thought I was going to do this by myself, and it was going to be super awkward, and I was going to be by myself. Coach is still at work, and my sister is at work, and so it's just me and Ranger. He's here. He just ignores me all the time. Elle is in the other room because she doesn't want to be around me. Also, my sister's dog, Brody, in the other room, doesn't want to be around me. So it's just me and you, and I'm so glad you're here. It is 7:35 on a school night, so I'm hoping people are starting to get ready for bed. They are eating dinner. You've talked to your family about things that are going on tomorrow. So what is going on tomorrow? We have the STAAR test tomorrow. We have the writing STAAR test. Is this something that parents need to be stressed about? Nope. Something that students need to be stressed out about? No. And something that Ms. Sharon needs to be stressed out about? Absolutely not. I promised them on day one of this school year that I would teach them everything they could possibly know for this year, and they've done their job. I've done my job. They've done their job. So am I worried? No. If you're worried, give me, some sort of inclination that you're worried. If you're not worried, give me some hearts and some likes. Let me know that you are here, but you are not worried about it. I'm not worried. I think that we're all going to do really amazing on the STAAR test tomorrow. I know that it is something that we are, I guess, forced to do and have to do, but we talked a lot about it today, about things that we get to do. We get to prove all the things that we've learned this year. It is our Super Bowl. We get to show everyone what we know and what we've learned, and what we've learned from our parents and our teachers and past teachers, because this is not just fourth grade stuff. This is third and second and first and kindergarten and preschool stuff, things that you've learned throughout the years. So I want to make sure that you are confident and ready and excited to show off all the things that you have learned this year. Because I'm excited. This is my Super Bowl. My students have heard about this nonstop. I'm sure they're super over hearing about it. They are annoyed with me, I'm sure by now, but I'm pumped. Like this is our chance to shine. We have gone through our scrimmages and our games and our tournaments to get to this point, and we're here. So we know everything we need to know. We know what time to get there. What time are we getting there? I would say 7:25. Not sure what time the doors are going to open. Heard conflicting reports on that. But if you're there at 7:25, then you can make sure that you're there on time. You have a table. We'll be in the library. Mr. Hurst will be there. Miss Brace will be there. I will be there. So come in, tell them what your name is so they can cross your name off the list. Make sure that you're eating or not eating. Just let them know. I'll be there. Come give me a big hug because I'm going to be stressed out. Not that you should be stressed out, but I get my butterflies. I get nervous. Not that you won't do well, because not worried about that. It's just it's a coach thing. I can't do anything about it. Like, it's your time to shine, and I'm just sitting there and I'm hoping you're going to do your best. I also get nervous that people aren't going to show up. I get nervous that people are going to be late, or they're going to be sleeping in, or they're going to be staying up late on Xbox playing Fortnite, or playing Fortnite, or the tech game. Although I'm not a big tech fan, have to make sure that I'm supporting my teams, my Texas teams. Just don't stay up too late. Don't stay up too late and watching the games and all that kind of stuff. I promise I will DVR it. I will play it if you need me to. Be there on time, 7:25 in the library. You'll get free breakfast if you want it. No need, no pressure if you want it. You'll get a pep talk from Mr. Hurst and Miss Bracy and me. I'm the team lead, so I'm going to give it some sort of pep talk. All your past teachers, so third, second, first, and kindergarten teachers will be there to pump you up. Not that you need it, because you're ready. You're going to give it your all. You're going to focus for 4-ish hours. You're going to go in. You're going to do the edit revise section, which is multiple choice, super easy. Use your resources, use your tools, use your dictionary. You have your whisper phones, your privacy folders, your noise reducing headphones. I'll be flipping the chart, making sure you know how many minutes or hours you have on it. Am I worried? Is Miss Sherry worried? No, 0%. I have never been worried. I know a lot of teachers get stressed out. I know a lot of teachers get nervous. I know a lot of teachers my student scores depend on this and my teacher scores depend on this. I'm not worried. I know that I did my job. I promised Scouts honor. I promised that I would give it my all since the first day of school. Your students promised they would give it their all since the first day of school. So not worried. I did my job. They did their job. Ready. Let's get the thing over with. Let's prove it. We're done. So there's your little STAAR issue, STAAR information. But I also said I was going to read a book. So it's 7:41. And I hope some of you or most of you are ready for bed. I'm, for the most part, ready for bed. Ranger, he won't even acknowledge me. Hey, Ranger, you ready for bed? You going night-night? No. He will not even acknowledge me because he's so ready for bed. Elle is not even in here because she is sleeping in the other room. Brody, not even in here, sleeping in the other room. Coach is unfortunately at his school helping his school get ready for STAAR tests because they're middle school and they're a whole different beast. But he said that he was not worried about his students either. He was worried about the other students. And my sister, who is living with us right now, she works at Movie Tavern or Movie House and Eatery. She is there working all the new movies going on. So she is obviously not stressed out. So I said that I would do a read aloud, even though Ranger is totally over me and not listening to me. Hopefully you are here listening to my read aloud. I see that. Let me go back and look and see it. Oh my goodness. So many people are here. Gotta make him nervous. Gotta make him nervous. I see Sophia is here. I see, Sophia or her mom, can't tell, is saying that it's our Super Bowl. Emma and her mom. Who else? I see Ella and her parents. Oh my goodness, so many people. I can't even scroll through. So Ian. Who else? Sponic. Emma. Sponic again. I'm not sure if it's Emma or her mom, but someone's in their pajamas. Oh, my mom, Mama Moore. Mama Moore is here. So you know that I was Miss Moore, but now I'm Miss Shara. My mom is here. Jordan is here. Oh my gosh, I can't even. It's kind of exciting, kind of making me nervous. All right, so I'm going to read. So I've read a couple books lately, and I've showed a couple YouTube videos lately. But I really like this book. I really do. I've read it a lot, like on my own, but also like STAAR related. And it's called The Big Test. I know it's backwards for y'all, or maybe not, depending on if you're on YouTube or Facebook. The Big Test. It is written by Julia Danneberg, who also wrote a couple other books that you may have heard of, like Testing Miss Malarkey, The First Day Jitters. I know for sure we read The First Day Jitters, and it is the same author and illustrator, Judy Love. And I really like this book. I've liked this book for so many years, but it gives me a chance to like read it to you and not just like read it by myself on the night before of the test, which I normally do, which is kind of weird for a grown-up to read a picture book, but not that weird because they're so great. I want to make sure I'm seeing everyone. Oh, Spencer's here as well. Ibrahim's here too. I know Ibrahim's mom's been here for a while. I see that Aiden's mom just joined. I don't know if that's Aiden or his mom or his dad or whoever or both. So we're going to start reading. It's called The Big Test, which is tomorrow, right? Are we nervous? Are you nervous? I'm not nervous. Okay, let's see. Ranger, you ready? He won't wake up. All right. Mrs. Hartwell felt good. Really good. Really, really good. All year long, her students had worked hard, like you, learned lots, and had fun. And now, as the school year neared its end, Mrs. Hartwell told her students that they were ready to take the big test. Yuck, said Eddie. Double yuck, said Alexandra. Double, triple, quadruple yuck, said Josh. I hate tests. Mrs. Hartwell laughed. Don't worry, this test is just a chance to show what you've learned. Like addition? Emily shouted. And reading? Said Maria. And science, Jack joined in. Mrs. Hartwell nodded in agreement. Sorry, I'm looking at all the comments. I cannot believe it. There's so many. So many. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Leaning forward, she added, we still have one thing left to learn, though. The class was confused. But you said we were ready, Daniel said. You are. Almost. But on a test, you have to know how to show what you know. explained Mrs. Hartwell. It's the last thing we have to learn. It'll be fun. We talked about that today. Make sure you show those 4 steps. So during reading that morning, Mrs. Hartwell sent the students straight to their seats. Mrs. Hartwell sent the students straight to their seats and said, "Today we're going to practice our sitting still for long periods of time skill. I want you to read at your desk and work by yourself." "Well, that doesn't sound fun to me," Eddie grumbled as he took out his book. The class worked quietly. The reading part was easy. The sitting still without making a sound was hard. And for Andy, it was impossible. During recess, while everyone else ran and played, Andy ran and played and worried. After recess, Andy's stomach hurt. He asked to go to the nurse. "Well, okay," said Mrs. Hartwell sadly, "but you'll be missing this afternoon's Let's All Read the Directions lesson." Andy didn't mind. On Tuesday morning, Mrs. Hartwell said, "Friday is the day of the big test. Since we don't want any bubble trouble when we take it, we're going to practice our fill in the bubble skills." Everyone worked hard. Everyone did just fine. Everyone, that is, except Emily and Maria. Oh, Ranger's done. Ranger doesn't like the story. By the time they were done working, Emily had a headache, and Emily felt shivery all over, and Maria felt shivery all over. They asked to go to the nurse. "Okay," said Mrs. Hartwell, looking concerned, "but you're going to miss our morning of the test nutrition lesson." Emily and Maria took their pass and rushed out the door. On Wednesday morning, Mrs. Hartwell said, "Today we're going to take a practice test." For us, we call those the benchmarks. And it says practice test today. "Do we have to sit still for long periods of time?" said Andy. "Yes," said Mrs. Hartwell. Do we have to fill in the bubbles?" said Emily. "And be sure to follow the directions?" asked Maria. "Well, yes, you do," Mrs. Hartwell smiled encouragingly. "Remember, this test is a chance to show off what you know before the timer goes off." Remember, how long do we have on the STAAR test? 4 hours. There's a lot of comments. I don't know how to go through all of them. Although most of the class did just fine by the time the practice test was over, Daniel had gone to the nurse. As Mrs. Hartwell watched him go, she felt bad. Really bad. Really, really bad. On Wednesday afternoon, just before the bell, Mrs. Hartwell reminded everyone that tomorrow was the last day before the big test. We know, Eddie said grumpily. "The big test is no fun. I can't wait for it to be over." All the other students nodded in agreement. As Mrs. Hartwell straightened up her desk, she said, "Tomorrow will be better. I promise." When the students entered the classroom on Thursday, Mrs. Hartwell greeted them with a smile. "You've all worked hard this year, learned lots, and had fun, right?" she said. "Yes," said the class. "And this week, we practice how to show what you know, right?" "Right," said the class hesitantly. "Now it's time for the most important lesson of all," said Mrs. Hartwell. The class groaned as she told everyone to line up. Mrs. Hartwell walked her students down the hall. Everyone felt a little bit nervous. Mrs. Hartwell walked her students right up to the door of the library. Everyone felt a lot nervous. They gasped as she hung a sign on the library door. "I feel sick," said Eddie. It says, "Library closed, students testing." I'm so glad we don't have to test in the library and that we get to test in our own comfortable classroom. Stop worrying and just relax. Look at all the things they've done, all the things they were working on. Working out and people that they've learned about and different types of food that they've learned about and seeing things in different perspectives, big brain, different lenses, all the science and math and language arts and social studies, everything. All the things we've learned about. So the class did just that. And when the students finished the big test on Friday, they felt good. Really good. Really, really good. So I know that going into the test is a lot of stress. I know it's a lot of stress for students and parents and teachers, but it doesn't have to be. I told you day one, the first day of school, I sat you down on the carpet and I sat there in my rocking chair and you sat down on the carpet and we talked about how I had a checklist and I had all the things I needed to teach you and you had all the things you needed to learn. And I have taught you every single one of them. Today we talked and I asked, why on earth would I not be teaching you something new? The STAAR test is tomorrow. As a good teacher, I should be teaching you all the new and exciting and fun things and all the tricks and tips to pass the test. And I asked, why am I not doing that? Why am I just reviewing things you already know? And a few of you raised your hand and were able to answer it. And Sharika said, well, Miss Sherry, you already taught us everything we need to know for the test. And she is 100% right. 100%. I took all the TEKs and I figured out what are being tested. And I made a list. And I went through and we have learned every single one of them. At least twice. We've gone over capitalization multiple times. We've gone over complete sentences multiple times. We've gone over thesis statements, which are also known as topic sentences, main ideas, central ideas, lots of different names for them. We've gone over them multiple times. So am I worried? No, not at all. There has been lots of stress at Lone Star and Keller ISD and Tarrant County and the state of Texas on what we're worried about and what we're not worried about. And I am not worried about any of it. None of it. If I was worried, I would have already talked to the student and I would have already talked to the parents. I'm not worried at all because I know I did my job and you did your job. So let's just go ahead and prove our point to the state. You know that the TEA, the people who make the state or make the STAAR test from the state, are not always the nicest and not always the people who want you to pass. So let's go into this, show everything that you know, show that you can ace the test, and boom, mic drop, the end, be done with it. Booyah in their face and just prove them wrong. I'm ready for it. I know you're ready for it. I have no worries, and I hope you have no worries. If you do have a worry at this point, I want you to comment below or give me kind of a sad or nervous face. But I'm not worried. I think we're going to do great. I don't have any worries about anyone in this class. I have 22 students who are currently taking this test, and I think all 22 are going to pass. If you think all 22 are going to pass, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or a heart. I'm ready for it. Who's gonna do it first? I see lots of people in here. Who's gonna do it? I see 18 people watching this video. Who's ready for the test? Who's excited? Who's gonna prove their point? Nobody? Is there anything else that I can review or talk about before tomorrow? Because honestly, it's 7:58. It's about time for bed. And I am in my pajamas, in my bed. Ranger's here. He left, but he came back. So we're here. We're ready to go to bed. We're ready to relax. I think we're good. I see Emma said that she's worried. No reason, Emma. You're a great writer. You are amazing at editing and revising. Remember all your skills. Remember MINTS. Remember, MINTS stands for months, names, titles, and starts of sentences. Remember complete sentences, compound sentences with fanboys. I see that Aiden is worried about the time. You have 4 hours. There is nothing in my class that is taking you 4 hours or longer. Not worried about it at all. You're going to do amazing. I see, looks like Weldon, so maybe Chase, is giving me the stress face. I think you're going to do great. You're going to be with all of your teachers that you need to do amazing with. Aiden is giving me thumbs up and the A-OK sign, or the other sign that we're not doing in school, but I'm going to go with A-OK sign. He's going to do great. Jordan is saying yes. Sophia is saying me. Oh, sounds like someone's here. All the dogs are barking at me. Oh, let me see. It's going slow. I know that it's only going to be 4 hours. 4 hours is plenty of time. We have talked about this. The dogs are barking a lot. I guess either Coach or my sister's home. I know people are excited. I'm seeing heart eyes and star eyes. There's no reason to be worrying about the 4 hours because that's plenty of time. Is there any other questions, comments, concerns that I can help you with right now before you go to bed? Because I don't want anyone to go to bed stressed out. Because there's no reason to be stressed. None. You're going to do great. And I love you. And you're amazing. And you are a spark. And I want you to continue to be a spark. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow at 7:25 in the library. You're awesome. You're great. I love you. And good night. Mwah.